Hey there! So if you watched the channel where we did the Rubicon, you'll know I've got the Gladiator up here on the lift. So the guys at Nate's Performance down in Sparks, Nevada, they put these, oh man, that's really hard to see, huh? They put these upper control arms are, because we broke this one and we broke this one. So each upper control arm was broken, and so they actually custom fabricated these. They did an awesome job. They look amazing. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these arms off and put metal cloak arms on. We're actually getting close to having the driver's side done. So I did some math. Here's some stuff off the Metal Cloak website. Metal Cloak's awesome because they always send you stickers, and we love stickers. But anyway, they sent me these arms, and I'm just getting them set to the proper length. Now here's the deal. I got to do a little bit of custom engineering in my head, because when Nate did this, they didn't really have any measurements to go off of, and so they were doing a swag, scientific wild ass guess, right? So they were taking a swag out where these should be, and they got them pretty close. But the problem with it is now we have a situation where the axle was actually too far back, and so to get the axle further forward, Colby, actually down in Nevada, Colby and I, when we were still on our trip, so we could drive the Jeep, Colby and I had to change the lengths of the upper and lower control arms. We didn't film that because we were in a hurry to get out of the RV park and on through the rest of our trip, because anyway, we had some awesome times up in Shasta and over in the Redwoods and stuff with some good friends of ours that did the Rubicon with us. So we got it as close as we could. The control arms were actually a little longer. At least the uppers were a little bit longer and didn't have enough adjustment in them. So when I say adjustment, I'm talking about here. So you can actually rotate these to make them longer or shorter to make them fit for your situation. Well, since this is a pretty custom Gladiator, it's got the 392 up in the front, and it's got the Trackhawk transmission in it, and some other cool things that have been done to it. It also has this massive Dana 80 in the rear from East Coast Gear Supply. None of these guys are sponsors, by the way. I am an affiliate with Metal Cloak. I've actually been a fan of Metal Cloak for a very long time. But as you know, when you start doing all this custom stuff, you have to do more custom stuff to make it work. And when we broke this thing on the Rubicon, well, more custom stuff has to happen so we can get it back in action. So anyway, so I'm going to get the control arms in there, and then we're going to see if we actually brought the axle forward enough that it doesn't hit the fender flares at when we stuff these 40-inch tires up in there. So I'm going to get to it. It's kind of hard to tell with the axle drooped like this, but we actually need the axle forward at least an inch or inch and a half. But we also have to keep in mind this pinion angle on this driveline. Oh, that's something else I didn't mention. Brian at drivelinetech.com built us this killer two-piece driveline setup that fits to our Dana 80. And it was clutch on the Rubicon. You see, when I got this Gladiator, it actually had a one-piece driveline, a custom one-piece driveline. I'm actually going to sell that driveline, so if any of you are looking for a one-piece driveline, I have it. I think it's from Adam's Drive Shaft, which I have Adam's Drive Shaft on my LJ. My LJ is going under a little bit of work currently. Painted those steps and my fenders and actually clear coated everything last night, so everything's going back together. But this Jeep has Adam's Drive Shafts front and rear. Adams is out of Las Vegas, and their stuff has been amazing. We've not had one issue with either of those drive lines. And I will be selling this LJ. I'm sad to have to do it, but I've got so many Jeeps that I've got to sell it. So if anybody's interested in a long-armed LJ, it's got a 4.5-inch lock and load long arm kit from Metal Cloak, let me know. But it does have custom kit. It does have, well, a rock hard cage. I don't want to say custom. I'm gonna leave the CB in it, and I currently have the rear seat out for a trip we just did, but I have the rear seat. Anyway, did I mention that I might have ADD and why I've jumped all over the place? I better get back to putting these control arms on this thing so I can show you and show myself if my engineering in my head worked out very well. Love this thing. Yeah, I know I don't have a gas door right now. I'm getting some stuff painted, and the painter needed something. Let's check this thing out. Man, that thing looks good. Well, the cool thing is it looks centered now. Before, it was very close to touching. See how there's some damage there. So anyway, so it looks good. Let's take it for a drive. The pinion angle looks really good too. I don't think I can go anymore. All right, so we got it up to 80 miles an hour just to make sure the pinion was happy. Everything seems to be happy in that regard. And now we have the axle centered in the wheel well, so we shouldn't be hitting the fender flares. We're actually gonna put aftermarket flares from Metal Cloak on. They're Overland flares, and having them painted right now, so look forward to showing off those once we get them on. That should open them up even more so these 40s don't hit. But anyway, short video this time, but appreciate you. And like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. You like Metal Cloak stuff? I like Metal Cloak stuff, but what kind of stuff do you have under your Jeep or Bronco or whatever you drive? Anyway, thanks for watching.